In this video, we will continue with integration of trigonometric functions. You will find this on page 5 to 7 in the Namibian AS-Level Mathematics textbook, y equals mx plus c to success. Okay, now to integrate, we integrate tan square x, but to integrate sin square x and cos square x, we use the double angle identities. You can either look in the textbook on that, but I decided also out of the formula sheet to show you. Remember, double angles is on the formula sheet. I just want to see if I can make it, yes, a bit bigger that you can see. Okay, now what we're going to do is we're going to focus on this one. This one, then we're going to either use this one if we want to have cos square x, or we still use this, but if we see sin square x, we use that one. Okay, so one of the two. But let's start. If I have cos squared 2x and I start with the blue, there it is. I just want to get a ruler. Okay. So if I have cos squared x, then it's 1 minus 2 sin squared x. Now I make this sin squared x just the subject of the formula. So I take it over, take this one over, there's the 1, and then divide by 2, and that is why it's half. So as soon as I see sin squared x, I will replace this. Okay. Now you can memorize it, but because you have the formula sheet, you can always just on the side quickly do this little calculation again and just get this. Okay, but just remember that it comes from double angles and actually from the cos 2x. Okay. So if you look at this one, cos 2x, but now it's the red one. Can you see? It's now the red one. Okay. So because now I want cos squared, not sin squared. So, okay, so in this case, I leave it on this side. I take the 1 over and then I divide. So actually, do you see the difference there? It's just with a negative and a positive. So as I said, you can memorize it. Otherwise, just work from your formula sheet and derive it. It's not going to take too long. Okay, let's look at examples. Now, the first one, and this is actually a very, very important property I want to show you in this example. Okay, but before I show you that property, I just want to start here. I just want to quickly, yes, okay, there it is. Okay, let's start with the first one. Find the following integrals. Now, this one is still very easy because remember from the previous page, that, and I'm not going to derive it now, I will derive it in the example. I will do this one now for you. Okay, but this one is easy, just a 3, and in the place of cos squared x, I put 1 plus cos 2x. And then I multiply it in. Okay, so can I maybe just show you that step? I'm just going to do it here. Then it's 3 over 2. Oh, my pen is still not ready. Get the pen ready. Then it's 3 over 2 plus, let's just see that is also 3 over 2, 3 over 2 cos 2x. And if you integrate then this, then it's going to be 3 over, that was integration, and 2 dx. So then it's 3 over 2, it's a constant, so the x comes. And then it's 3 over 2 multiplied that 1 over 2. And cos, what does cos become? Cos become sin, and keep the 2x. And that's why I got the 3 over 4, 3 over 2. So I just showed you that step. Now I'm going to show you, before I come to that one. Now the problem was, or not the problem, the easy was, if it was just 1x. It's a problem if it starts not with cos squared 1x, but say sin squared 3x or sin squared a half x. But we still use the double angle. Now I'm going to show it to you. I just want to, and I'm going to derive it again. Okay, so remember it's double. It's not something, if you look at 6, it's double of 3. And if you look at the half, it's 1, it's double of a half. Okay, so, but let me first explain this by using this. Okay, so there's the cos to, okay, and I'm looking for the one with sin. Okay. Now, remember it's 1 and then it's 2. So what will I do if I'm going to go and I'm saying there to you, okay, the first one. So I'm starting with cos 6x. Okay, so remember, what is cos 6x? I'm actually changing this blue. Do you see? It's going to be 1 minus 2 sin squared, and now it's the half of this. Then it's 3x. So if I say cos 4x, then it's going to be 1 minus 2 sin squared, 2x. So double means this one is double of that one. Otherwise, if I go to that side, a half. Okay, so that is very, very important, that you actually just change this formula a little bit from the formula sheet. Because then, now, as I said, I prefer that you do this. I'm going to make this. Okay, I want to take another color, sorry. I'm going to take this, the subject of, so take it over. So it's going to be 2 sin squared 3x, and that is going to be 1 minus cos 6x. Okay, and then I divide 2. So actually, sin squared 3x is a half 1 minus cos 6x. And I actually, I think if I can put a note in a reprint, I will remember, I will just put the note in that saying to you that, remember, okay, let's just put it in there, that sin squared 3x, that was a square, is equal to, now I think the note must rather go from the original one, sorry. I rather think I will put the note in to say that cos 6x is 1 minus 2 sin squared 3x. I think that note will help a little bit to understand why I got this. Okay, so this is very important. Okay, so now I just multiply the half. So actually, if you look here, then it's going to be a half minus a half cos 6x. And if I integrate, then the x comes. And integrate, so this is negative, so that's a half x. That was still to be integrated. So that's a half x minus then a half multiply 1 over 6, okay, and then it's cos 6x plus c. So it's a half minus 1 over 12 cos 6x plus c. Okay, so just remember that double, 6 is double of 3, as I said. And if you see 2, then it's going to be a 4 there. So just change it before you start manipulating that formula. Okay, with that in mind, I want you to do number B as well as number D. Okay, do you see again there the 2x? So if you want to go for that one, I'm not going to let you do that one on the video. You can check it at the back. But just remember, okay, this was now a cos and a sin. So it will go for this one. No, it's also a sin. It's correct. So it's going to be cos, and now if it's 4x, it's going to be 1 minus 2 sin squared. What's the half of 4? 2x. Just keep that. Just change that formula around. Okay. Okay, so stop the video. Do number B and D. And continue the video as soon as you are finished. Okay, I'm just going to make space. Okay, let's start with number B. I told you what I will write in there, so in a second print. Okay, so in number B, it's going to be the integral, and then it's 4 cos squared. And then it's x over 2. Do you see? Dx. Now, before, remember, this is cos squared. It's now not sin. So, it's now like I'm working with the red. Okay. Because I want cos. If I want sin, I work with the blue. Remember, this one counts for both. Okay. So I'm going to start by saying, okay, now I set the red. So remember that cos x, now it's just x, but then it's equal, I'll just move it a little bit, it's equal to 2 cos squared, and now it's the half. So it's x over 2, okay, minus 1. Remember, okay. So what am I going to do now? I'm going to make this the subject of the formula. Okay, there. Okay. So basically, I'm going to say that 2 cos squared x over 2 is equal to cos x plus 1. And then I divide by 2, divide by 2. So therefore, and I'm just swapping the sides now, just take note, cos squared x over 2 is equal to a half, and I have to move it a little bit, a half, I'm on this side, cos x plus 1. Leave the half, you can multiply it in there. Okay, so basically, this is going to be my approach. So let's just start. I'm going to do this. I'm going to say to you, okay, remember, 4 cos squared x over 2, and remember your way of writing is important. Let me just, sorry, I'm repeating myself, but that's all right. Okay, so that is equal to 4, and now check this, replace that. So, even put a bracket like that, cos x plus 1 dx. And if you simplify that further, 4 over 2, that's going to be 2. Remember, it's multiply with that one and multiply. So 2 cos x plus 2 dx. Remember, I did not integrate yet. That's why I keep my integral sign. Now I'm going to integrate. And now I'm going to say, okay, 2. So what is cos? Cos becomes sin, and it's just 1. So 2 sin x plus 2x plus c. And that's going to be my final one. Okay. Okay, that was interesting. Let's do the next one. It's a little bit challenging, I must really say, and it's a lot of things and it's a lot of manipulations and things. So if you have to do it a few times just to get it into your long-term memory, then do that. Okay. So that is the next one, number D. Okay, and now it's going to be cos 4x dx. Okay, now what will that be? That will be cos, because I only know square x, and I multiply again with cos square x. Okay, and now I'm going to, and then I integrate to x. Okay, now I'm going to replace cos square x. Now, can I show you again? If you want, let me just keep to the color. I want to have cos squared x, so cos, it's the red. Okay, because I want cos squared x. So the original, and this is the original, this is nice because it's a 1. So cos squared x is equal to 2, because you have the formula sheet. So just remember that it's working on double angles. And then, but you're going to, minus 1. Don't forget to minus 1. It's actually up, up to there. Okay, so you're going to have cos 2x plus 1 equals 2 cos squared. Oh, sorry, that a must be a. Keep to the same variable. That must just be a. Okay, cos squared x. And then that will be a half cos 2x plus 1 equals cos squared x. So actually, I just say, no, let me just, no, I don't think it's necessary. Okay, so I'm going to basically just replace this by this. So I'm basically going to say, okay, and I'm going to multiply this half in. Let's just do that, it's easier. So it's going to be cos 2x plus a half. So if I rewrite this, it's going to be a half cos 2x plus a half. You can also write the half first, no influence. And a half cos 2x plus a half. And remember, I integrate to x. Now, what am I going to do now? I'm going to multiply these brackets out. So, still I did not integrate. I take this term and I times. So, I get a quarter cos, and remember, it's square 2x. Okay, because it cos 2x times, and we write the square there. Then I multiply this one. I get a quarter cos 2x. Then I multiply this one and I get a quarter cos 2x. And then a half times a half is going to be just a quarter. And remember, I integrate to x. Okay, I'm just simplifying now. This is like terms. So it's a quarter cos 2x. Now remember, a quarter plus, it's 2/4, but make it a half. Cos 2x plus that quarter. And that's 2dx. Okay. And now, the problem is this one still. Okay, so if I look here, now I'm going to, the problem is this one. Due to that cos square. That is fine, I can integrate that. So I have to now first, and this is actually good that I show you because I'm back, and for the video's sake, what I'm going to do is I'm going to do it here on the top. I'm going to clean this because you already saw that. And I'm going to get first. Remember that double which I told you. So let's start with that one. I want to just use another color. So which one will we cos? It's the cos one. It's the red one. We still keep that to the red. It's fine. Okay, so it's going to be cos 2x. Okay, but now remember, it's not cos 2x. I want to have here cos 2x. So basically, it's that double story. If I say cos, and I'm going to say 4x, remember, then that will be equal to 2 cos squared, because I want there a 2. I want the half, this must be the half of that one, or this one must be double that one, minus 1. Okay, just like I had, remember, the 6 and the 3, okay, or the 1 and the half, it's the same principle. Okay, so let's make this the subject. And then it's cos 4x plus 1. And then I divide 2, okay, the whole thing. So actually, I have a half, are you with me? Cos 4x plus 1, and that is equal to cos squared 2x. Okay, so it's a half cos 4x plus 1 is equal to cos squared 2x. Okay, now we substitute it in there. It's actually quite challenging. Okay, so let's do that. Still, I did not integrate. And still, I must write the quarter. And now I'm going to substitute that red. Okay, so a quarter And then don't forget, and I think it's better if you write it like this, otherwise it's so many things. Let's rather write it as a half cos 4x plus a half. So let's just go there. So it's a half cos 4x plus a half. Okay? And then we continue, and it's we're almost done now. Cos 2x plus a quarter. And don't forget that you integrate. Then this is going to be 1 over 8 cos 4x. I'm multiplying it plus 1 over 8 plus, and then I'm going to simplify first. I still did not integrate. And I'm still going to write another step. If you simplify this, because that can still, just remember, I'm just showing you quickly. So times 2 times 2, so this is going to be 3 over 8. Okay, so let's go for that finals before we integrate. So, oh, sorry, I want to take white rather. Oh, sorry. Okay, I'm still at red. Okay, so it's going to be 1 over 8 cos 4x. Okay, I'm going to just first write this one before I come to that one. Cos 2x. And remember I said if the denominators, it's 3 over 8. And I integrate 2x. And at last, I'm ready to integrate. Okay, you could have all put equal signs. And now I'm going to integrate. So it's going to be 1 over 8, multiply that quarter, and then that becomes sin, and keep the 4x. And then a half, multiply that half, and sin, and keep the 2x, plus 3 over 8x. And if I simplify this, 1 over 3, 2, sin 4x, plus 1 over 4, sin 2x, plus, oh, I forgot, c, okay, plus 3 over 8x plus c. So please, always if you see it's indefinite integration, before you go on to your next sum, make sure you add your c.